This is Oklahoma Bridges, and I believe this is going to be called Part 9 of the Westclox Big Ben Loud Alarm Style 5A rebuild. And this will be the first half of casing the movement back up. And we basically pick up where I left off in the last video. I've wound the clock a few times, wound the alarm, got to see how far it runs down, and it's running really good. Very happy with it. When the clock stops after a run, there's just a little over a full turn on the mainspring before it's let down completely. So that's about ideal. And of course, this movement had very little wear in it. So really, really very good. So the first thing we're going to do is the alarm set knob. We need to put the brass leaf spring that provides the tension for the dust washer on first. Then there's this washer with the double D-shaped hole that fits over there. And it's really important that that washer be there, because if the alarm setting knob is unscrewed and screwed back on, it might interfere with that threaded collar down there that sets the alarm set tension, and that double D-shaped washer there, that second double D washer, keeps that from getting interfered with. Okay, next up are the dust washers for all the other controls. And the one with the small hole goes on the alarm mainspring, and it goes with the dome side towards the back plate. Next is the dust washer with the large hole. Once again, the dome side goes towards the movement. And then there's the dust cover that goes over the regulator window, and this clock did not have a 6-pronged spring like a lot of the older ones generally have to hold this up against the back case of the clock. So we're just going to put that back on there and make sure that it fits over the cup screw. And that's it. There's no dust cover, there's no dust washer for the on-off staff. And of course, there's a large hole here for dust to get in around the hammer. And we're going to set the back half of the case on the movement. Line up the holes and get some screws started. Holds the movement to the case, and I swiped a screw from a Junker Big Ben Style 5A, so I would have all 4 screws holding the movement in on this very nice little clock. Just wound this thing. You can hear it's ticking very aggressively, and that thing is on fire. It's running real nice. I made a slow motion video I will have to upload of it while it was in its test run position. Now the bell, there's nothing else that's going to go on here until after the bell is installed. So we can now install the bell or gong. And I see some dust on there. I didn't clean off while I had it off. There we go. And there's just 3 screws that holds the gong on, or bell. You can really get a sense of the quality of this thing looking at the way it has all those brass threaded pieces riveted on there, that the movement attaches to the case, and then the gong attaches to the case. Everything's very nicely laid out and designed. Okay. Now for the knob, on-off knob for the alarm. Go ahead and just get that started on there by hand. Gently hold the shaft from turning and get it as tight as you can with the fingers. There's nothing that holds that shaft from rotating, so as long as that's on there just a touch more than finger tight, it shouldn't come off very easily. That's very annoying to see a nice clock that's missing that knob. That's why it pays to buy junker clocks that might have a lot of other things missing, but that knob might be there still. Okay, and the other nice thing about this clock is it still has the hanger. You know, some of these, like this one, it's one of the very few 5As that doesn't even have a hanger. Most of the time when I find these, like this one, the knob's there, but the hanger's gone. Here's another one where it obviously does not have the correct knob, and the hanger is gone, and so is the paint. And here's another one. There's all sorts of things gone on this one. Has a really nice knob, no hanger. So anyway, this is the way the hanger goes on. There's a Belleville washer that goes on first with the dome side facing towards the clock. Then the hanger ring itself. There's not really a right way or a wrong way to install it. Then another washer. And you can kind of see from the marks on it which way it probably went. And then the screw. And the screw is just a little bit larger than the screws that hold the movement in the case, so don't confuse it with one of them. I should probably be using a screwdriver that fits the slots a little better. Okay, and that's nice. Okay, and that's basically everything here. I'll wait till after the hands are installed and the bezel is installed before putting the winding keys back on. It's always the last thing to do. But the movement, the clock, is basically ready for the reinstallation of the dial and the hands. And so we will do that in the next part, part 10, and then we will finish the clock off, and that will be the last part in this series. And so I hope you've enjoyed following along so far, and this is Oklahoma Bridges, and thank you for watching.